Hey, what's going on, guys? It's TheGamingGabe here, and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, today I'm going to be going over the CONCACAF Champions League round of 16, and I'm going to give my predictions for each and every single one of these games. So, if you're excited to hear my thoughts on this, go ahead and drop this video a like and subscribe, and let's get this video done. Right, so in the first match, we have the Haitian side, Volet versus MLS's Austin FC. Now, straight out of the bat, I'm going to have to go with an Austin FC win. Austin FC are currently the fourth best team in the MLS, and despite them losing to eventual winners LAFC in the conference finals, honestly, I'm really going to have to go with Austin FC here. I know that Volet are currently the league leaders in Haiti, but first we have to consider the fact that Volet unfortunately do not have visas at this point in time, so we might not even get a game in real life between these two. But ignoring that, looking at both of these teams, while Volet are in a bit better form than Austin FC, as they are much further into the season than the MLS is, I'm still going to have to go with Austin FC, as they are the stronger team compared to Volet. So for Volet versus Austin FC wins. Now, Alianza versus Philadelphia. Again, I'm going to have to go with Philadelphia win. Yeah, no, the team is coming off an extremely strong preseason, a very good opening game in the MLS. And despite having a very, very unfortunate loss in the MLS playoff final last season, they should come away with a good win against a much weaker El Salvadorian league side, especially the league leaders from El Salvador, Alianza. Now, Alianza, again, even though they're in a similar situation to Volet in terms of leading their respective league, unfortunately, they're just not up to par with an MLS team. You know, Philadelphia are the second best team in the MLS as of right now, and it doesn't matter if you are the league leader. The only teams I can see who could beat them at this current stage right now would be the equivalent of the league leaders in the Mexican League. Now, unfortunately, or fortunately, if you're a Philadelphia fan, that's not the case. You are facing off the league leaders of El Salvador, a much weaker country compared to the MLS. So I'm going to have to go with Philadelphia. Next, we have Tigres Guanal versus Orlando City. Now, this is a game where I am going to go a bit bold. As the thumbnail suggests, expect some upsets. I'm going to say that Tigres win. Orlando are a struggling side. They have absolutely no momentum from last season. They're extremely inconsistent. Now, realize that the only reason Orlando are here is because they won the US Open Cup. They won the US Open Cup against a semi-professional team. Let me repeat that. They won the MLS Cup 3-0 to a semi-professional team. Is that respective of their actual status? Not at all. Did they make it to the playoffs last season? Yes. But they made it in 7th place and lost in the first round. So I feel like this team, like Orlando, they're good. They can compete, but they're just not good enough. Like, they're very inconsistent, especially towards the end of last season. They would either win 3-0 or they will lose 3 or more goals, So they either win high or lose high. And especially going up against Tigres, the leaders of the Mexican leagues, both divisions right now, the Clausura and Apertura, I don't see them winning. Like, if they maybe be able to score a goal, but what is most likely going to happen is they're going to lose by a landslide. They have no momentum. They're in poor form right now in the MLS. The preseason was even mixed. Like, sometimes they will win, most of the times they will lose. So I have no clue where to put them. And because Tigres are leading the Mexican League right now, they have much better momentum. I'm going to have to go with the Tigres win, despite Orlando winning the MLS Open Cup. But despite that, I'm going to go with Tigres. Now, Tauro versus Leon, a side from Tauro, bit of a weaker league, I believe. It's around El Salvador, Costa Rica, one of the Central American teams. And I have to go with Leon. But both teams are very evenly matched despite that. Both sides are currently struggling in their respective leagues. Both of them are mid to lower table. And because of that, I would say, despite Tauro being in a worse league than Leon, I would still say that because they're so much closer to the rest of the table, the table spread, is not as wide as it is in the Mexican league. I would say that they're about to Leon. But because Leon is barely playing better in terms of they won compared to Tauro. Tauro have only won 2 games out of their last 5. Leon have won 3. I have to say that Leon just had the edge in terms of momentum. But don't count Tauro fully out of the game. I would not be surprised to see them take a lead at some point. And based on just pure paper and pure momentum, I would say Leon, but do not be surprised if Tauro make an unbelievable comeback in one of these games or start to dominate. Now, Olympia versus Atlas. Again, I am going to go bold. I'm going to say Olympia win. Atlas are struggling severely in the Mexican League. They are near the bottom of the table. Last season, they were great. They were near the top of the table, fighting at the sharp end, fighting for the championship. This season, thankfully, there isn't relegation, but if there was, they would be fighting relegation. They are not on good form. Olympia is dominating the Honduran League. They have a 7 or 8 point, quite a large gap at the top right now. And even though Honduras is a much weaker country compared to Mexico, you have to realize that they are dominating their league. Their opponents are languishing and struggling near the bottom of the table. So I'm going to have to go with Olympia. They're the much stronger team in terms of momentum. They're in better form. And despite being the weaker team on paper, I definitely think that their performances on the pitch more to make up for that. So I'm going to go bold and say Olympia win. Now, another game that I'm going to most likely regret saying, Vancouver versus Real España. Again, I think Real España are going to win. Vancouver are just like Orlando City. They made it here because they qualified through Canada. You have to realize that they are one of 3 teams in the MLS that are from Canada. They are the best team from Canada in the MLS, so it's pretty much a given that they were going to make it, right? But they have been extremely inconsistent, especially in the later part of last season. Their form has been leaning more towards losing rather than winning. And just like Orlando City, they lose by large margins. Now, that is not good for them because, yes, they could turn up and be a dominant side. But just as likely, and probably more likely, they are going to show up and be extremely poor. So, because of that, I feel like, especially since Real España also ran good form from both the first part of the Honduran League and their current form. Now, they're not Olympia. They're not winning the league like they're in second, third, fighting Olympia. But still, they have the good form. They have good points. I think they could really make a case to fight Vancouver. And honestly, based on their current form, based on how Vancouver has played as of late, I'm going to say Real España. They seem a much more consistent side, and I feel like they can make a surprise. Like they can easily destroy Vancouver's side, especially if they come into the first leg week. And just expect surprise. Honestly, I would not be surprised either way, however this match goes. Now, Montauga versus Pachuca. Another game where both teams are about the same. And I'm going to say about Pachuca take a small win here. They're barely better in form than Montauga. They're both around the same level, both around mid-table, but Pachuca had a better first half of the season. In the Mexican League, they were in the top 5 compared to right now when they're in the top 10. But both sides know they have the quality to do well against a much weaker team, right? So in each other's eyes, Montauga sees Pachuca as a much weaker team. And same can be said for Pachuca, right? Both of these teams can be said as weak teams. And because of that, I feel like both of them could take a win. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go with Pachuca as they are in the better league. They had a better first half of the season. And because of that, I feel like, with the right momentum, the right passes, the right players, I think they can easily take a win. A small win, but they can win. And finally, our final game of the round of 16, LD Alajuelense versus LAFC. And unfortunately, I wish I could say that LD would be another upset, but we all know that they're not going to do it. LAFC, it's an easy win for them. They're the best team in the MLS. And, despite losing Gareth Bale recently due to him retiring after the World Cup, they still have the quality to win easily against the Costa Rican League leaders because they've shown that they've only gone strong in the transfer window. They've only signed more players to bolster themselves. I mean, I know it's going to be extremely hard to replace a player like Gareth Bale, but you can get younger players who can emulate him, and he's already taught them quite a lot. You realize that's when he joined, they took a much better step in terms of quality. Me as an Austin FC fan, I remember before Gareth Bale came in and we played him, they weren't anything special. Gareth Bale came in, these guys were ready to ready to throw hands, right? They were willing to start a fight. They were willing to go for it. Literally anything and everything they were just ready to do, thanks to somebody like Gareth Bale, thanks to Giorgio Chiellini. It's because of these European players coming in that they changed their mentality, and because of that, even though they have lost the more offensive option, that ideal is still instilled in the team, and I feel like it's really going to show against LD. So I'm going to give them an easy win against the Costa Rican league leaders. And yeah, so in terms of my final predictions, Austin FC, Philadelphia, Tigres de Guanal, León, Olimpia, Real España, Pachuca, and LAFC. Those are going to be my predictions to go to the quarterfinals. So if you guys have liked this video, if you did, go ahead and drop a like on this video, comment what you think is going to happen in the round of 16. And thanks so much for watching this video, guys. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.